Happy Monday,
Hey,
everyone.
it's the Monday rundown. Some people call it Motivational Monday, some call it Mindful Monday, but it's the Monday rundown for me, you, and everyone else out there in the world.
Hmm. Welcome in, guys.
So we are in the start of a new year, but we have been loving our Monday rundowns that we started last year, and so we're just going to keep them going. I really love how you guys bring topics to us, and these are things that Winston and I can talk about that we don't get to talk about normally during our Wednesday shows, and
Yeah,
so we continue to go to the content creators of thought, the thought leaders
generators.
about,
Yeah,
yeah, about their thoughts as well about the topics. And so today is another one of those days. I'm excited for today's topic.
yeah, no, definitely. And considering the fact that we just came out of the holiday season, I think this is a great question. So the topic for today,
Is everyone really lonely?
or
I
I
mean,
guess,
like, are they really?
or I guess we're heading into Valentine's Day in a couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah.
might be
And I
a
mean, coming off
great
of,
time.
for some people, the holiday season is
Lonely
real.
time. Yeah, a very lonely time. All right. So what are your thoughts?
All right. Are people really lonely? I think so, yes. I think people are doing things more virtually. I feel like lately I have been it is, the message has been received loud and clear that humans are social creatures. And as much as I think that I'm okay doing things dolo, I am. It is not the healthiest way for me to thrive. There's a large part of what I need to, of how I need to be and show up that is social. It involves at least one other person. That's not to say that like I can't do things independently. Of course, right? Like I can do things independently. I'm happy to be by myself, but I think there's like another level or another quality that comes with being social and be having a counterpart or your forever partner or whatever you want to call it, right? Family people have family. That's a huge thing. Your family, as some people call it, the friends that become family, all of those people play a huge role in
Mm.
our mental health and our ability to thrive, to be quite honest, because it's like we want to ignore the fact that as humans, we're supposed to be social. Anyway, I think people are really lonely. I think it's real. I do think people are really lonely.
Yeah. So I agree on the from the standpoint that it is real because it's something that I think based on perception you can allow to be your reality. But I think as a whole, very few of us are probably ever really alone, but we don't have relationships or great relationships with everyone around us. And therefore, I think what you're saying then becomes very true. I know you can, I've been in a room with, 20 people or whatever, and felt very alone, felt very by myself, felt very isolated. But what I've what I've learned is that I was doing that to myself. That I could have engaged with people. I could have allowed myself to not be lonely in that moment by finding common ground or whatever with the people around me, and often would choose not to. So I
Mm.
think loneliness is real and a perception that given many people's situation, meaning I know there's some people who are probably isolated and aren't able to be around people, but I would say for the majority of us, we have people we can be around and we just don't know how to engage with people often. And so because of that, we find ourselves feeling very lonely. And to your point, I know that you can probably need maybe or have a desire for a romantic partner, and yet I'm sure there's people around you that you could find maybe that not that need filled, but the sense of loneliness filled by finding other things to, you mentioned it, like a friend circle, find family, join, different interest groups. Like I just said, I feel like there's technology actually allows for us to do things now that you can make a friend literally halfway across the world. And I know it's been some time now that we are able to do that. And it may just be the fact that we don't know how to do that, and so you don't go make a friend. I mean real relationship, not just like a
Yeah.
fake one. You could actually turn it can start out that way. This may be dating myself for sure, but pen pals, were something that I literally grew up with people talking about, like how they met people through being pen pals, and they were like these great lifelong friends. And I always thought that was amazing. And I'm someone I know that has a perception that making friends or good friends is not, an easy thing to do. So, so I
I
know
love that you said
what's
that because
confirming. Yeah,
I
my
think
perception is what's doing that to me.
I love that you said that. I love because that is also true. You can also be surrounded by people and still be very alone. I've actually heard people say that about living in New York City. You're surrounded by 8
Yeah,
million
yeah,
people and
yeah.
yet
They walk
very
right by you, right by you. There's a guy. There was a. I mean, this is an off topic, but anyway, I completely agree with that. Like, you can literally be around people, and actually, you know what it is? Tom Cruise has a movie with Jamie Foxx, and in it, he shows you what it's like to be. The whole movie is set up in L.A. And anyway, he ends up dying in the movie, and he mentions earlier in the movie that you could die, be dead
spoiler
on.
alert.
Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry if you haven't watched it. Too late. Um, but he's dead on the subway and no one notices. And he points that out because and I know that if that was New York, it'd probably be very similar. You'd probably be slouched over on a subway train and people would just leave you alone. It's just, but in a smaller town, people where people know people, I doubt that that would happen.
Right.
If they knew Janelle and saw Janelle laying over, they would. Actually, the fact would be they knew Janelle. That'd be the first point.
Right.
In New York, you ride the train with thousands of people that you never. To my point again, you never meet these people. You'll never know these people.
I think I think we're all coming to a place where we realize we need to avail ourselves for is the best way I can think of it to getting better or
Mm.
learning the skills of creating relationships, whether that's being vulnerable or being open, or to your point, just a mindset. Like if you're telling yourself it's hard to make friends, maybe it's starting off with just it's easy to make friends, right? Like
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
mindset, because then from there you can take steps towards doing things that could
yeah,
actually make friendship happen. So I love that. I love that you pointed that out, and that's really key.
yeah.
So it's not just me and Winston talking. Surprise, surprise. We have our friends from the School of Life. You know, we are
Love
huge
this.
fans of the School of Life. We want to hear what they have to say about loneliness. Is it real? Is it just a perception? What's going on there? Let's take a look.
One of the reasons why we tend not to make friends as often as we might comes down to a powerful background idea whose full destructive force we may not even be aware of. The belief that any decent person already has all the friends they need. Somewhere in our minds, the notion has been lodged that only very sad and inept people would, at this stage in their lives, still have a space in their social agenda for a new entrant. Almost everyone else, anyone worth knowing, talented, interesting, or good, would long ago have acquired the gang to which they are now continually and irredeemably wedded. What this punishing idea misses is the extent to which a feeling of loneliness and disenchantment is in reality an ongoing and universal possibility, in no way limited to those of reduced appeal. Right now, the enchanting actor is, despite the crowds, perhaps lonely, as is the fated concert pianist, the renowned biologist, the skilled airline pilot, the miraculous neurosurgeon, and that rather nice-looking person you've just spotted in the corner of the room, laughing animatedly with a group of fashionable companions. It's open to anyone of sensitivity and charm to fail to find the right sort of allies, to have outgrown their friends from school or university, to not have landed on congenial spirits at work or in the sports centre, and therefore to be spending a lot of their evenings on their own. And we can know this for certain of other people because we know it first and foremost from a very reliable source: ourselves. We need to battle the modest part of our minds that reads our isolation as a selective punishment, and vanquish it with a crucial bit of evidence available directly from our own experience. Other people who know us at a social level almost certainly find it hard to imagine the degree to which we are exposed to loneliness, and how much we would still like to locate a wise, tender, funny, and interesting new friend. We have built a predominantly cold and guarded society by imagining a thesis which we implicitly know to be untrue on the basis of our experience. The next time we spot an interesting person, we should stop contravening the moral of our own lives. We don't have exactly the right people in our social circle, and nor, most probably, do they. So we can afford to shed our false background ideas of social life and go up and say hello.
Once again, the school of life does it again.
Yeah.
I love the way that they took this concept of like, it's this unsaid, maybe even unconscious hypothesis we all have or belief that anyone who seems somewhat like a cool person, good person, whatever to be around must already have friends
You know,
and like isn't looking for anyone else to add to their
no,
friends.
no, no. It made me think of the idea that I think we have, where at some age we need to have had certain, we must have accomplished certain things.
What do you
Because it
mean?
literally made me think of like what they're referring to is like at this point, and I'm referring to someone who's in their 40s. It's the idea that I should, and DRV said it in one of the episodes we checked out. Like you think they have it all figured out, and they don't.
Oh, right, right,
You
right,
know, it's just this idea that you're gonna hit this point in life, and it'll all be your friendship circle will be figured out, or your tribe, be figured out. Your romantic relationships will be figured out. Like you think you'll hit this point, and I like what they're saying. It is ever changing. You know what I mean? And you can lose friends, or allow friends
right.
to move on and gain new ones that are bringing you. Like I honestly know that for us to really, in my mind, when I think of us being like successful in this endeavor, it has to include other people we don't yet know. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like in my mind, like
Say
when I think
that.
about this, it must include meeting people, because everything we've done so far has done that. The college, you met people. In network marketing, we met people who help. You know what I mean? Like so, to be really successful in this, we must are going to be meeting people we don't yet know.
Yeah, I
Or
love that.
even if we know them, the relationship will be different.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like it'll be on a different level because of the things we're doing. So I definitely agree with you. I love how what they had to share. Shay, excuse me.
This has been amazing. I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything else to add. I just want to hear from all of you guys. I mean, if you're watching this and you're getting a lot of value, please drop a V in the comments and let us know. What are your thoughts? Is this like a brand new idea for you? This idea that like we all think that everybody else is good.
Yeah,
So
it's that
like we're
operator.
not
That's a
trying to
good
make
point.
friends with other people, right? Like, please let us know. We can't wait to hear your comments. We respond back. Love to hear it. Love to hear from our tribe, the Say That
Say that.
community we're creating here. But until we see you next Monday, as always, remember you deserve the good life. Say
Say
that.
that. We'll see you guys. Peace.